let's see here. I've got my dead cat. This is the biggest dead cat in the world on my mic here. Just making sure this thing's recording properly. Doing a little update. We're halfway done. We're actually a little more than halfway done with the walk. Little members only update. So how's it going? I think it's going really well. I mean, what are the big problems? The big problems are basically the rainy season came a month early. And because the rainy season came a month early, basically 10 out of the last 14 days have been rainy or almost rainy or torrential downpour. So that's been a bummer. The whole point of going on this walk leaving when I left was to very consciously avoid the rainy season and to finish before the rainy season started, or maybe just catch the beginning of it. But no, we're right in it. We've got a nice day today. 2 days ago was quite good. But it's kind of touch and go for the rest of the walk. Tomorrow should be okay. The next day is torrential downpour. So I'm kind of changing some of the schedule to basically doing a huge mountain climb in a torrential downpour where the route is essentially a river running down the mountain is not that interesting to me, mainly because it just makes it a lot more dangerous. I'm walking alone. There's often no one else on these paths right now, in part because the rainy season started, in part because of COVID. So it's just kind of silly to do huge climbs when you're just soaked and everything. You basically, you're not really enjoying the environment anyway, and I can't really do much video or photo in the middle of those huge rain-soaked passes. And anyway, it's suboptimal, right? And then also the leeches. They're just like leeches coming out everywhere now. And so when it rains like that, you're basically just in leech warfare mode. So, trying to avoid that. But instead, I'm gonna move a couple of days around and do some basically Kisa investigations. There's a whole bunch of Kisa down here that I really want to check out, so we're going to be doing that instead. That's kind of cool. But yeah, that's kind of the bummer bit of the walk, is that we just hit basically the worst summer weather. So we're dealing with snakes, centipedes, leeches, bears are out. The snakes are poisonous. So there's just a lot kind of going on in the woods now. I tend to do most of my walking late fall, winter, early spring, because you avoid a lot of that. So it's just, you can focus on the walking instead of, I've got all this DEET now I'm going to be covering myself in. But we've got about 10 days left. So I'm actually chopping off the last 3 days, again, just suboptimal walking conditions. And these are the bits that I'm kind of skipping around on. Skipped a day 5 days ago, and I'm skipping a day in 2 days, according to the plan. Those are walks I've done many times before. So basically the next 10 days, most of it, except for the next 2, is brand new. And then the last couple of days I had tacked on there were also days I've done before. So I think by the time I get to Tanabe in about 10 days, I think I'll have had enough. I think it'll be good. So just kind of moving that stuff around. But otherwise, yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. And the writing practice has been, I think, very generative. And I want to thank all of you for your support and allowing me to do that. Being able to produce something like Where All the Nightingales is definitely a direct result of your support and contributions as members. And it's been a really fascinating creative exercise. I mean, it's extremely intense. The 7 hours of walking every day, and then getting ready, laundry, figuring out dinner, decompressing a little bit, and then going into deep creative mode, editing a video, going through all of the photos, making a selection, and then writing, and really just with that hard deadline and just sit down and do it, and it's been instructive, I think, and it's been a blast, and it's just made me so much more perceptive as I'm walking. I think it's made my ears just more sort of in in kind of radar pickup mode. I'm always listening for a snippet of language I can kind of pull into the essay at the end of the day and use that as like a jumping off point. Because as soon as you find that kind of the essentially it's like pushing the car and then popping the clutch. As soon as you can find that clutch pop in language or a moment, the whole thing kind of just rolls out of that. So it's been good. We've done 14 of these essays, and I think they're pretty cool. It's all rough drafts, but I think there's something interesting happening there. And the audience feels really engaged, and it feels like I kind of have a significantly expanded audience than I had 2 years ago when I was doing Nakasendo. But even compared to 6 months ago when I was doing Tokaido, feels like there's a different level of kind of engaged reader out there. That's exciting. So all that's going on. The walk is going pretty well, knock on wood. Some ITB sort of tension issues, but I've got a roller. Every couple of days I'm able to roll it out, and that seems to be okay. And mainly it's just a pacing issue, and honestly just the body being used to or not used to doing the work. And I find that if we're keeping the kilometers around 20 a day, things are okay. So when you get into that 30 to 40 to 50 range, that propensity towards injury goes up significantly, as you would expect, because 30 kilometers is a lot of kilometers. So, 10 days left. I'm excited. I'm glad I had today off. I was just doing a bunch of really obnoxious administrative work. It's just the nature of kind of running essentially this business, which is the books and distribution and all that stuff. We're about to sell out of the second edition of Kisa by Kisa. That's great. That means we'll have sold 2,200 copies, which is crazy. Thank you. That's wild. Gonna do a third edition, and we're talking with a new printer. I want to try out some different printers, and we're going to go into those conversations when I get back, and then hopefully do the reprint early July, maybe, something like that, as I'm working on the Tokaido book, which will hopefully, who knows when that'll be ready. The goal is to try to get it out around, announce it around September. So we'll see. Yeah, but I've been also just thinking about other writing goals, and I think at some point towards the end of the year, I'm going to do work on my novel. I want to go back there, and I think what I'll do is I'll do like a members only diary, essentially novel diary. So it'll be like a little workshop, a one-to-many workshop, and again using this formalized relationship as a forcing function to get me to do more work than I do just on my own. And so I think what I'm thinking of is like basically a month, maybe 6 weeks. Treat it like a residency, so it's like a special projects residency. And hello, and every day what I do is I just report. I do like I was gonna say I'll cap it. Who knows if I'll stick to it. But like say 300 words. What did I work on today? What insights did I have? How do I feel about it? What am I going to do tomorrow? That sort of thing, but not actually necessarily showing the book itself, right? But maybe paragraphs along the way. But just as this kind of like revealing, 4 to 6 weeks of a daily practice of going deep into a novel, which I think would be a lot of fun. And I feel like you all would be up for that. So that kind of feels cool. Put Ridgeline and everything else on hold while I'm doing that. But that's it. Yeah, that's the update. The body's just feeling stronger. Like it's kind of amazing. I had this little bit of a kind of a, for me at least. I'm not a overweight dude, but like had a little bit of like a belly thing starting to pop up, little COVID belly, and that has really been largely whittled away. Um, yeah, it's pretty amazing watching the body change amidst some kind of physical endurance exercise that is, walking for 25, 30 days, something like that. So that's been good. Feeling the legs getting stronger, the pack feeling lighter, even though it's the same weight. All that stuff is cool. It's heartening, and then just all the people I'm meeting along the way. It's been really, really wonderful. And like I said, having Nightingale as a thing that I have to deliver every day, it just opens up, the eyes and the ears, and you just start thinking, well, what is this language? Certainly in translation, because it's not just the words, it's the spirit behind the words. And so I've been transposing a lot of this kind of Japanese countryside language into like essentially North Carolinian, Southern American English. And that feels, for me and for the American readers out there, perhaps correct. That's kind of the spirit of the people around here on this peninsula. It's sort of this like Southern vibe in a lot of ways. The accent and the inflection and the words and things like that. And so thinking about those transpositions, cultural transpositions, linguistic transpositions has been fun. It's cool. So anyway, I look forward to seeing what other kind of cool encounters we can have in the last 10 days. And fingers crossed, no leeches, no leech attacks. I am going to deep up the wazoo though. And I'll do another update towards the end, maybe when I get home, maybe before. But thank you all again for your support and for following along, those of you on the newsletters. And we'll do a Q&A, members only Q&A when it's all done too. We can do a little YouTube live stream Q&A for all y'all. Anyway, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. See you in the Nightingales. Bye.